Hi, I'm Lisa, and welcome to Namaste Today, More Mindful Living. Today, I want to just give you an introduction to yoga. So if you have been a practitioner for years, or if you are new to yoga, I hope that these thoughts can help you in your practice. I loved yoga from my very first yoga class. And as I practiced yoga coming into a fitness center setting, I certainly learned the poses and I learned the proper alignment in the poses. But some things that don't really sink in as you're practicing yoga are the things that I just want to let you know today. Maybe there are some thoughts that might make your yoga practice as you go into a yoga studio or facility with another teacher, it might make your yoga practice just a little bit more meaningful. So I want to start with what the word yoga means. It comes from the Sanskrit word and it means to yoke or to unite. And what we're yoking and uniting is the body, the mind, and the spirit. And the breath is the link that brings it all together. So your breathing in yoga is very important. In fact, I tell my yoga students that it is the most important thing that we do in our yoga practice together. So keep that in mind next time you are in your class, to really bring the awareness to your breathing and practice your yoga breath as you're moving in and through your poses or holding. Tuning into the breath and really checking into the breath. Of course, if you're flowing in your yoga practice, you're linking that movement with the actual breath. But even I find as I am staying and holding poses and I begin to get tired, if I will draw the awareness away from actually what I'm feeling into my breathing, whether it's listening to it or feeling, it really helps to keep me strong and stable as I'm holding in that pose. So the breath is very important. If you've heard the word prana, prana means vital energy or life force, and that is the breath. And pranayama is the control of breathing. So as we're in our yoga practice physically on our mat, we are practicing pranayama as we are moving in and through our poses and holding with breath and moving with breath. There is, of course, other breath work that you can do that are different kinds of breathing, but pretty much when you're in a yoga practice, you will just be using your deeper diaphragmatic breath and your ujjayi breath. And we will get to that on another day. I would teach you those breathing techniques. That is actually the next thing that I want to teach you. So as you are going to the fitness center or your yoga studio, what you are doing is you are practicing the limb of yoga, and there are 8. You are practicing hatha yoga. It is your physical practice. These are your yoga poses. So when you go to your yoga studio or your fitness center and you're actually in the class, you will hear your teacher give a pose, and he or she may give you the Sanskrit word for it and the English word. That's because the practice of yoga was written in Sanskrit. And while we're talking about the practice of yoga, it was traditionally not written down. It was passed down from yoga master to yoga student. And more often than not, it was passed down from a father to a son, usually the eldest son. And so it was just not done in a group setting. It was just very personal, just a yoga master to the yoga student. So I think apart from the breathing, the most important thing that I really like to stress to my students, and I just want to share with you, is that in yoga we don't judge ourselves. We feel the body and accept the body for where it is on that particular day. Sometimes we have physical ailments in the body, maybe woke up with a headache, or maybe you lifted weights a couple of days before and you're feeling a little bit sore. So what I tell my students before every class is just to honor your body and don't judge yourself. Just accept your body for where it is on that day. To move your body in the practice, to feel pleasant tension or sweet discomfort, but not to experience anything painful. Now, many of my yoga students live with chronic pain, so pain is a part of their everyday life. But that doesn't mean that you push yourself beyond that pain. You keep yourself to the area of pleasant tension. And as you bring awareness to your own body, then you know what that feels like. So we like to think of it as moving your body to an edge and feeling that pleasant tension or sweet discomfort. When you pass beyond that edge, you feel pain. But if you will bring yourself to that edge, just breathe into it and relax into it in your practice, then eventually you are going to feel that edge move. And I like to tell my students that that is your body's invitation to go a little bit deeper. So you actually, as you practice yoga, and it can happen in just one class, you may feel that edge of pleasant tension, and maybe we return to the pose a second time or a third time, and you feel that that edge has moved and you're able to go a little bit deeper. So please never force in your yoga practice. Just feel the pose, find your pleasant tension, feel your sweet discomfort. And as you just relax into it and breathe into it, that edge is going to move and you're going to be able to go deeper safely and honor your body. Which brings me to another Sanskrit word, which is Ahimsa. Ahimsa can be translated to be non-violence. So I like to tell my students, practice Ahimsa and feel the pleasant tension without passing beyond that to pain. So when you are moving to pain, you are doing violence to your body. And another thing that I often say is force is not even necessary. That as we move to the body to feel the pleasant tension, that is truly enough. And the breathing that we are doing on our mat is very helpful when you're off of the mat. It can help you become relaxed. It can bring a sense of stillness to your mind. And so we're learning so much. And I truly believe that I was not even aware of being mindful in my everyday life until I just developed a sense of mindfulness on my yoga mat. So I hope that these very few thoughts about yoga and the physical yoga practice are just a few thoughts that can help you, and maybe you'll look at yoga differently. I hope that you will, the next time you are practicing yoga, some of it, you'll remember it. And if you haven't started practicing yoga, then maybe you will want to practice yoga. And we will, I promise you, we will be practicing yoga together. So until the next time, I hope you have a wonderful day and namaste.